In today's video, we're going to be taking a look here at the National Hurricane Center, where we do have multiple tropical disturbances going on. I guess it's only one tropical disturbance, and then we also have our tropical storm Idalia plus Hurricane Franklin out there in the Atlantic. So we'll be taking a look at those. Also going to be diving into the upcoming pattern overall, and we're going to be taking a look at the storminess because there's plenty of it going on, and then the temperature swings that we have on the way as we are about to hit meteorological fall. I can't believe I'm saying that, but sure enough, we are moving ever so closely to that time. Now, before we get into things, be sure to check out Prestige Weather in the description and pinned comment down below, and that's going to be $5 a month. We do have access to our winter forecast over there, our second winter forecast, early access to that. You also get weekly consulting calls, other consulting services within our community, among other features. Again, only $5 a month, and you can check it out in the pinned comment and description down below. Let's get straight into things, and first things first, we could take a look at the Atlantic here again. Tropical Storm Idalia there, and then also Hurricane Franklin there. Very, very strong hurricane. And then we have our tropical disturbance over here, where we do have a 0% chance of development over the next 2 days, but we also have a 50% chance of development over the next 7. We do have plenty of opportunity for development there later on in the pattern, so we're going to be watching that very closely. Now, as we take a look at this cone forecast, I'm going to just kind of bring this down real quickly. For Tropical Storm Idalia, this is as of the 1 p.m. Update, and it's going to be Central Time. You can see that this one is expected to become a hurricane very shortly, and this is going to bring hurricane-type impacts to the very western areas of Cuba, before moving over open water there in the very eastern regions of the Gulf of Mexico. And as you can see, now kind of expected to have a chance of reaching that major hurricane status right before making impact with Florida there as potentially a Category 2 or Category 3 storm. That will move over the state of Florida, over portions of Georgia, potentially offshore of the southeast coast, maybe even onshore. Only time we'll be able to tell. But it is expected to remain kind of tropical storm status through all of that. So you can expect windy conditions, potential for flooding rainfall as well for a lot of these areas up and down the southeast coast. So we're going to be watching that ever so closely there. Now, as we take a look at the upcoming pattern overall, I just want to walk our way through this. As you can see, by later today, or actually better yet, tomorrow, we can see this storm is intensifying over the middle of the Gulf. By that point, we still have very, very strong hurricane out there as well. And we can see overall a pretty stormy day for a lot of the eastern seaboard here. So we see a lot of that going on there. We do see plenty of activity in the northwest. Also over the Great Lakes, we're seeing some activity. So definitely a lot going on there. Wednesday afternoon here on the 30th, we do have this tropical storm over the southeast, pretty much over Georgia there, and it actually is remaining a pretty strong low pressure system as a 983. So relatively well at keeping its intensity there over land. So if this European model is in fact correct, that would be very, very interesting. By the time we reach Thursday, the 31st here, 978 perhaps intensifying a little bit there offshore of North Carolina, areas in the Outer Banks, and also Roanoke Island, Manio area as well. Could be taking a look at some impacts. Areas in the southern regions of North Carolina could definitely be seeing some storminess there. So this is going to be definitely a coastal Carolina type storm by this point. So for Thursday, where we could, if it does take this type of a track, be seeing those outer bands that could bring some rainfall and wind. Now, as we keep going here by Friday, this is going to be September 1st. We can see that there is a lot of storms taking place along this kind of deeper southeast area. Also out west, we're seeing some storms taking place for states like Oregon, California, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona there. All of those areas seeing those impacts. By Saturday the 2nd, we see a much quieter pattern taking place. We could see some isolated storminess ongoing here for a lot of areas in the west. Also areas in the southeast and deeper south, we're seeing some storms taking place. So definitely some areas of storms, but overall a quieter pattern for the most part. Sunday the 3rd here, we can see for a lot of the northwest and the mountainous west overall, we're seeing some thunderstorms. But again, east and south of that area, really nothing much. As we move on and reach towards Monday here, which will be the 4th of September, we are seeing a lot of storms taking place throughout these areas. I want to say there might even be some blue in here for areas of Wyoming. I might be mistaken here, but if that is the case, that would be some of the first snowfall of the season, of course. By Tuesday here, which will be the 5th of September, we are seeing some thunderstorms taking place here for the upper Midwest and southern Canada there. But again, still just quieter here to begin things in September. And then by the time we're reaching Wednesday, the 6th here, we could see a lot of thunderstorms here for a lot of these areas in this kind of corridor through the deeper south, up into the Great Lakes, and even into eastern regions of Canada there. And then for Thursday, maybe we're seeing this storm system 996 here bring some thunderstorms more for the eastern regions of the United States. But still, outside of this particular system, not really seeing much ongoing. So definitely interesting to say the least. Now, as we take a look at that total precipitation, as a result of this, there is just a couple of areas of above average activity and one very obvious one. But for the Northwest, we are seeing some above average activity. Even some of the Four Corner states, usually we're pinpointing those yellow and red areas for some pretty substantial precipitation. And then obviously where we see this Hurricane Idalia take place, that is going to be an area that we're definitely watching for above average precipitation. So just to go through some of the colors with you here, anywhere in the whites, we're expecting practically no precipitation. Your grays are about 1/10 of an inch or less. Greens are 1/10 of an inch to 1/2 an inch. Blues are 1/2 an inch to 1 inch. Your yellows are 1 inch to 2 inches. Reds are 2 to 5 inches. And then even some browns there for the southeast coast. That's going to be 5 to 10 inches of precipitation over the next 10 days, which is a quite substantial amount of rain. Now, as we take a look at the temperature pattern, we can see a bigger cool down on the way for the beginning of September here, as you can see. So we see these deeper blues, even some greens on the way. Going to bring some nice temperatures, to say the least. We do see a cooling trend at the same time out west, though, and this is probably going to encourage warmth to return to the east. So let's see if that ends up happening. And sure enough, we do, over time, see this cooling trend continue, so we get a very strong negative PNA pattern. And this just surges the warmth into a lot of the eastern half of the nation there. That is exactly what we end up seeing take place. As time rolls on, I mean, we see just a whole lot of the same through the upcoming pattern, even through the 12th of September here. We're seeing just a continuous amount of this very, very warm trend in the east. Cooler or neutral temperatures along the west, more indicative of a negative PNA. So for the time being, I mean, this is really the trend over time, is going to be just warmer in the east, more of a negative PNA look is what I'm seeing here. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe for daily videos just like this one. Be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it. Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.